All right. Anybody ready for this new season? It's getting ready to kick off here in about an hour and 20 minutes. Some of us have gone on here and made some predictions that'll probably be proved to be wrong within a couple of weeks, if that's possible. Of course, now 7 teams in the playoffs each side. I mean, if you can play 500 ball, you keep yourself in the race really all year. And if you happen to be in that one division, there's probably going to be at least one division in each conference that doesn't really have a super team in it. And if you happen to be in that division, you could get in with an 8-9 record potentially. Um, Somebody'd have to remind me if that's actually happened yet. I want to say it did, but I don't really know for sure if somebody got in there with only 8 wins. Hey, and how about that? Cats right on schedule. Trying to find something on TV here again so I can get to the chat. And I don't know why it is so hard to find sometimes. And okay, now I don't know what you did to me here. All right. I think Hannah found a pause button and she laid right on it. Anyway, I went through right before I signed on here, and I had already been on Brian's channel a couple of weeks ago, along with him, of course, and then his son-in-law, and we made our predictions for each division, how they would finish. And then I didn't really know that he was going to do records that night, but kind of just like right there on the spot, I came up with some. So I don't know how consistent those records that I mentioned the other night will be consistent with what I'm going to predict here for what the playoff teams are going to be, and on top of that, how those teams will progress through the playoffs. But if I can figure this TV thing out again here in a second, I will get to that because I really do want to be able to see any chat that might come in. And it's easier for me to just be able to do it right on the screen that's in front of me, the bigger screen. Oh, here we go. And there we are. So anyway, I'm going to pull up my Excel spreadsheet here. I'm not going to show it, display it, but just so I have something to reference to. And I've decided in the AFC that our 7 playoff seeds will be first, Buffalo. Second, I went with Cincinnati, just shying away from both Jacksonville and Los Angeles. Although I think either one of those teams is capable. Hey, Dwayne, let me send you an invite. I sent several out. I don't know how many exactly who all I got. I don't remember if I put you in there or not. I may have missed it. I did about 5. So let me see. And it's raining here. That's good news. All right. Dwayne, I sent you an invite. Let me know if you didn't get it. Anyway, yeah. Oh, these are already here. Hey, Dwayne.
Yeah, it's raining here too, Keith.
Is it?
Yeah, we had some nice storms.
All right.
A lot of
Well,
wind.
so anyway, I was doing my projections for the AFC, the seedings. I think the Bills will be the number 1. It's just the safest choice, really. But Number 2, Cincinnati. 3, not San Diego, Los Angeles. 4th, Jacksonville. And then 5th, it's hard to put Kansas City any further down than that. 6th, I will go with the Jets. And 7th, I'll go with the Ravens. And so the playoff matchups would be Ravens at Bengals. And I've got Bengals winning that. Jets at Chargers. I'm going to pick the Jets to win on the road just because the Chargers eventually will find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. Chiefs at Jaguars. Again, I don't think the Jaguars are quite ready for that kind of a matchup. I'll go with the Chiefs. So that's 2 road teams winning in that first round. Bills home against the Jets. I'll go with the Bills, although that could go the other way. And Chiefs at the Bengals. That's where it gets down to. I wonder if the Bengals offensive line, if they're not any better than they've been the last couple of years, that could be tough for them to win that game. They've proven they can beat the Chiefs in such a game, even on the road. But I'll go with the Chiefs. And then I have the Bills winning at home over the Chiefs in the conference championship game. In the NFC, I'll go with the Eagles number 1. Number 2, San Francisco. And I almost went the other way with this because there's all that talk about, the hangover. Teams that lose the Super Bowl coming back the next year and struggling. And it does seem to happen. I'm just going to kind of go away from that trend this year. I'm going to say the Eagles are going to come out strong again. 3rd, I'll go with the Lions. 4th, the Saints. And the Saints may be the worst of any of the division winners, although I think they will be a competitive team. I just stacking them up against some of these other teams, I don't think they're quite as good. 5th, I'm going to go with Dallas. That franchise will probably prove me wrong. They get to the playoffs, and it just seems like they always implode. But they do get there often. 6th, I'll go with Seattle. And then 7th, I was looking at the South, looking at the North, and I had the Packers going 2nd in the North. I don't think they're going to get there. I looked in the South, the Falcons I picked 2nd. I don't know about that. So then it was the Commanders or the Rams. I'm going with the Commanders. I'm going 3 teams in the East to get into the postseason. I think the Commanders, even with the Eagles and Cowboys in that division, will still finish a little above 500. Then the playoffs, Commanders at the 49ers. I'll go with the 49ers. Seahawks at the Lions. I'll go with the Lions. Cowboys at the Saints. I'm picking the Cowboys. Again, Saints I think will be the weakest of the division winners. And then the next week we'll have the Cowboys at the Eagles. Sorry, Cowboy fans, your season ends right there. And then the Lions at the 49ers. Boy, that would be a sweet thing for the Lions to pull an upset there. I don't think it's going to happen, though. 49ers at the Eagles. That could go either way also, but I'm going to go with the 49ers just to have one upset in that championship round. And then the Bills to finally win a Super Bowl over the 49ers to cap off the season.
What Super Bowl was that?
You add 35 to the year, so we 58.
No, I'm saying the Bills 49ers Super Bowl. What year was that?
They never played each other in a Super Bowl.
They didn't? When the Bills made it 4 years in a row, the 49ers never went there?
Not against Buffalo.
Huh.
It was the Giants, then the Redskins, and then Dallas twice.
Dallas twice. That's
what it was always the East. They always were up against the NFC East.
Yeah, I thought Dallas only played them once.
They came. Yeah. They probably should have won the first one there. They had the chance, but
against the Giants. Yeah, that was the one.
I mean, I don't think. Well, you can always make an argument, but I think the Bills were a better team than that Giants team, and then the Giants were on a backup quarterback, but they had the right game plan.
I would even go so far to say they was a better team against the Skins, and I was rooting for the Skins.
I don't know. That Washington team was pretty good. They had a big front offensive line, a very physical defense that was quite stifling all season long.
Yeah, but they had a
And
quarterback controversy the whole year. I mean, that was ridiculous with Schrader and Williams.
no, that was in '87.
That was the year. Yeah, that was
That
the
was the
year
year they
Schrader.
played Denver. But
Yeah.
the year Buffalo and Washington played, that was Mark Rippon.
Oh, that was 81, 91.
91, yeah. And
Mm.
Washington only lost 2 games that
Yeah.
season. And the last one, the second loss, last game of the season, they
That
were
was
up.
on Ernest Biner.
Yeah. But
Yeah, that was a good
the
team.
Redskins were ahead of the Eagles in double figures at the end of the first half. And then they pulled the starters. And the Eagles came back and won it. And the other game where they lost was at home against Dallas. And that was kind of a preview of what we were going to see from Dallas.
That was their only win that year. That was the 1-15 year.
Not 91. That was 89, I think.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, because Dallas won the Super Bowl in 92 and 93.
Yeah.
1991, Dallas got to the playoffs, and they played at Detroit, and they were blown out in Detroit with Eric Kramer at quarterback for the Lions.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
And that was
yeah.
Well, the Lions in Washington played in the conference championship game, and neither team has been there since.
I forget how many games the Skins had beaten the Tigers without losing. Lions without losing.
Yeah,
Crazy.
It wasn't until like middle part of the first decade here in this 2000.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, he didn't play every year, but still, you'd have thought somewhere along the line the Lions would have won a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a couple of those before they finally did win, they would be messing around like they were going to win, and then they get away from them late.
Yeah, it was something crazy. I mean, the years was really ridiculous, but like I say, they don't play everybody once a year. So
yeah. So
how you been?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Been hot down there?
Oh, yeah, terrible. I was just going to comment on that.
It's been a long, miserable summer.
Yeah, it was. It must have been over 100 today, because when I got in the car after work, it was just like crawling into an oven that was on real low. But it was 100. I think that you got the thermometer that comes up on your dash.
Mm-hmm.
It said like 115 or something when I started the car.
When I got in the car yesterday, it was 103. Exactly. It was probably about 90, 96, 97 out. Today it cooled down when the storm came through. Probably cooled down about 20, 30 degrees.
Lately, when we do get rain, it doesn't even forecast it. It's just it'll pop up.
Right.
A little isolated shower will pop up. Because I was looking a couple mornings ago at the forecast, and there was no rain in the forecast at all for a week plus.
Yeah, that's how it's been around here. It's been a dry, hot summer.
But at least we've had about 3 of these little pop-up showers now in the last 10 days. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. Prior to that, I mean, it was like 3-4 weeks at least, I would say, without anything. Barely any clouds. And we've had kind of droughts like that in the past, but nothing this longly sustained.
Yeah, like I say, it's been a miserable summer here. I hate the heat.
Yeah, it's 90
I had to pick between
now.
32 degrees and 92. I'll take 32 any day.
And this shower's not going to last very long.
Yeah. How's Michael doing? I see he ended back up in the hospital.
Yeah, I hadn't heard from him since his texting the other night, and when we were doing our picks.
Oh, did he come in?
Yeah.
Was he in the hospital then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't get on camera. He was just texting.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but he was in the hospital when he was texting.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that. The first thing he said something about, I'm on the 4th floor. And I said, you're on the 4th floor, Michael? And then he didn't say anything for a while. And then all of a sudden, I'm in the hospital. And I don't know if any of us knew he was in the hospital.
Yeah, darn. Crazy.
So what you've been following as far as football? Anything? You follow
I haven't
football?
watched a single down yet this year, Keith.
Yeah.
It's been too hot and miserable
You're
for
just
me
so
to even
excited
think of
about it.
football.
You can't calm yourself down enough to sit for a game.
Well, like I say, it's been hot and miserable. I don't think of it being football season, you know? Yeah. Hasn't registered at all that it's football season to me. Yeah. And I'm not that happy with the Ravens. They pissed me off, signing him to a long-term contract. I thought they did a smart job by signing him to that franchise tag. Thought that was the best move they could do.
You talking about the quarterback?
Yeah, and then they negotiate against themselves and sign him to a freaking huge contract. I thought it was dumb as a box of rocks.
Yeah.
I'd have treated him like the Redskins did Cousins. He'd have had to keep proving himself every year for me because he hasn't done squat, in my opinion. One playoff win.
Yeah, Cousins is still the same quarterback I think he always was. He's really going to impress you at times.
Yeah. Well, he's never impressed me down here
but
in
he's
Baltimore.
Not consistent enough to play at that real high level.
And what irritates me is they ran Flacco out of town to get him. Flacco still had a few more good years.
Do you really think Flacco was going to be?
He had another 2 or 3 good years in him. I guarantee you, with that team they had, I guarantee you this: his rookie year, when he went into that playoff game and we was still in it at halftime, Joe would have brought us back, but they couldn't put Flacco in to bring us back. And then what was they going to do? They was going to get rid of him anyway when he wins a playoff game. And maybe if he wins the playoff game, starts the next week, we go to the freaking championship game. You're going to really get rid of a quarterback that took you to a championship game? They gave up a playoff win to make sure that Joe Flacco was not in town no more. Pissed me off.
It's just he really hasn't demonstrated much since they let him go. Jets gave him a chance to start. And
the best team he had was that Denver team, but it was still young when he first went out to Denver. That was the best team. The Jets wasn't nothing. I mean,
how long was he in Denver? I don't even remember.
Just 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I do remember seeing him in a Bronco uniform, but I didn't think it was very long that he was in that.
Yeah, he went there, like I say, that was the team that wanted him.
And who was
I thought they actually did until they drafted that boy in the first round, and then you knew his days was numbered.
Jackson, you talking about?
No, Denver also. The year they got Flacco, they drafted a quarterback that year too. He didn't pan out, but you knew darn well as soon as Flacco had a bad game or two, they was going to put the boy in.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who that was. Didn't the guy end up going to Seattle or something?
I'm not sure, Keith.
Was it Locke?
Might have been. Might have been. Yeah. Yeah, like I say, he didn't pan out. Of course, I mean, Elway hasn't done a very good job with quarterbacks out there. You would have thought he would.
Who Elway you talking about?
Yeah. With being a GM, you think you have a pretty good eye for talent. At least in that position.
Well, he was partly involved in getting Manning there, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying as far as drafting young players, he hasn't done very good. He's drafted 2 or 3 quarterbacks, and none of them's panned out. Yeah.
I guess just because you are one doesn't mean you're going to see it in other people.
Yeah, it just shows you how little they know about talent. They don't know that much more than we do, to be honest. Yeah.
A lot of baseball players even that aren't really all that great of talents at playing, that they know how to manage personalities, and they Lasorda and La Russa, to name a couple. Whitey Herzog, I think, was the player. Don Zimmer.
A lot of catchers become managers
nowadays, especially. Yeah.
And some of your catchers end up becoming good pitching coaches. It's crazy.
Well, catchers are involved in the entire game. I mean, they bat, they field, and they call all the pitches.
Yeah.
And so
They
they
see
have to
everything. It's
know.
all in front of them. Ain't nobody
Yep.
behind them.
So they have to know the pitchers. They have to know what pitchers are throwing. They take their at bats. I mean, they're kind of your on-field manager.
No, exactly. You're correct. Yep.
Yeah. So to me, it's kind of a natural fit.
Yep.
To take a guy that's a catcher and move him into that position. The Girardi didn't work out too good, apparently, but and Mike Matheny didn't either. And Ed Yost was another one that didn't last very
Joe
long.
won a World Series, though.
Who's that?
Girardi won a World Series, though.
Yeah.
Yep. He went from number 27 to number
was it
28.
09?
Huh?
Was that 09?
Last year, the Yankees won, yeah.
Yeah, that was their first year in the new stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, not too many managers can say that they won
He's been
one.
fired a number of times too.
Yeah, but like I say, if you told me, good career. Yeah.
Even with the Yankees?
Yeah. Like I say, that's what it's all about. I guarantee you right now, you take my local team, Baltimore, and you said, well, we'll let you hire Joe Girardi and you'll win one World Series. You might not win another one for, what's it been now, 16 years up there?
83 was the last one.
No, I'm saying for the Yankees with Girardi. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's been, 14 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, most clubs would be glad to say that. I mean, the Yankees ain't happy, but most people would.
Boston's won 2 since they were there, and
yeah,
they can't sit well on the
right.
minds of
Correct.
Fans.
Yeah,
the team that they hate has been there.
I mean, I like Aaron. I think he does a good job up there, but they'll end up firing him. Like I say, it's sure not his fault. That team gets hurt a lot of injuries, and they just don't have the pitching.
I really haven't followed them this year. I can't really say that the Yankees are ever one of the teams that I pay real close attention to, though.
What's amazing, at the beginning of the year, they looked like they was all that, and Boston was in last place, and that sure has flipped around.
When I did feel very familiar with the Yankees, it was just because they were on TV all the time, and you couldn't get away from it.
Yeah.
Back when the Red Sox had Manny and Ortiz, and it was like and then Jeter was around.
Yeah.
It was always those two teams playing each other, it seemed like.
Yep. Yeah, ESPN loves them. So does MLB. They love them too. They're good for ratings.
I don't know if ESPN's going to be
there rooting for them or you're rooting against them. So most people tune in one way or the other. Either they're cuss them or to cheer them.
Yeah, I don't know if ESPN's going to be much of a factor in sports here much longer. That whole thing is struggling. And now with their cable deals that they're trying to force the issue on there, and I think it's like they want to get enough money to where everybody's having to pay money for things that even if people aren't interested in ESPN and stuff, it's something that sounds of it they're paying for it.
Yeah, I haven't watched Game Day yet. I was wondering what they did with it. I know they fired that boy from Georgia.
Are you talking about College Game Day?
Yeah. Pollock. And I didn't know if Corso came back this year or not with his health.
I haven't seen it yet this year.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Well, McAfee was on it the last couple of years, wasn't he?
Yeah, he kind of took over for Corso when he wasn't there most of the time. Like I say, Corso's had some real health issues.
And then Herb Street's still there, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like Kurt. I think he's very intelligent, knows the game.
I don't know why that cat can't just lay here.
I know a lot of people don't like Reese. A lot of people don't like him, but I don't mind Reese on College Game Day.
Oh, Reese Davis, is it?
Yeah. I think it's a decent show.
Yeah, when I've seen it, I guess it was something I found somewhat entertaining. I don't typically turn on much of anything in the way of pregame stuff anymore. And I tell you, the way that NFL Network went about the whole thing with Michael Irvin, and it's like they just took her word for it, the accuser, and the video doesn't really show that much in terms of when they were getting on the elevator. And so it's like they almost, I don't know if he was technically fired or what, but he's not there on their pregame show anymore. So I'm kind of,
Isn't he?
yeah.
I never watched them. I
I'll
normally
probably
watch
just I'll
Fox.
probably just not watch it because of that.
Yeah.
Just the way they handled that whole thing.
I always liked Terry Bradshaw. I watch Fox just because of him.
I like Terry Bradshaw, but that whole comedy routine is getting kind of old. And
Oh yeah. I like Terry when he's being serious. Terry's very intelligent.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
I like it when he's being serious, not just trying to clown around.
Yeah. I liked him
Jimmy
when he was in the
Johnson's never
booth.
been somebody I've been a big fan of listening to.
Who's that?
Jimmy Johnson.
I liked Terry when he was in the booth. I thought he called an excellent game. The man can read a defense. He can read a defense, that's for sure. He always has. Yeah. So I liked him up there. He was damn good. He was kind of like Romo. He could tell you what the play was going to be and where they should throw the ball and all that. I know a lot of people don't like Romo, but I like Romo. I don't understand how a man can tell you what's going on so good in a damn booth and couldn't do it on the field.
Yeah. I don't try to project how guys are going to do anymore, because when I heard Aikman was going to be a guy that was going to work in the booth, and I thought, oh no, because his personality just seems so dry.
Yeah.
He's going to be so boring, but he's actually pretty good at what he does.
Yeah.
And so now my initial thoughts on Brady would be the same thing, but hey, we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, that was their job, especially down in Dallas. You didn't want a quarterback to be a nut. He had enough nutballs around him. He didn't need to be one of them. Yeah. When you had a freaking Irvin and prime time, and
I don't know it's so much that Dallas has got anything unique about them in that way. I think it's just the unique part with Dallas is the attention that they get nationally. They're just they're always the team that a lot of off the field stories are going to be written about. Maybe they bring some of it upon themselves, but I think they're kind of like the Yankees.
Yeah. Same thing with the Yankees.
Or the Lakers.
You watch them to root for them, and you watch them to root against them. So everything's news. They can go 0 and whatever, and it's still news.
The LA Lakers, the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like you turn something on about basketball, and it's like you can't get through two or three segments without the Lakers coming up.
Right.
It doesn't even matter if they're really bad.
Yep.
And it's all of a sudden, let's talk about the Lakers. Oh yeah, why don't we do that? We've never done that before.
Yeah, LeBron could talk such and such into coming. They might win it all. That's how it's always worded.
He's had enough success in his career to, I guess, earn his legacy as one of the great basketball players. I just, sometimes his personal comments and stuff are ones that just kind of.
Well, he just rubbed people the wrong way when he went to Miami with that not 1, not 2, not 3 comment. If he wouldn't have done that, I don't think they'd nearly be on him as bad. If he just went down to Miami and says, we're here to win games and championships instead of all that crazy. Yeah. That hurt him. And for real, he never compares himself to anybody. It's everybody else. I've never heard him pound his chest and say, I'm the greatest that's ever played. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind him.
Yeah. I just follow the NBA so little anymore that really I I can't speak intelligently about what goes on court.
Yeah, like I say, me either, Keith. I haven't followed the NBA since the
But I
probably
do look at the stats
90s.
sometimes, and I see, all the 3-pointers that get thrown up, and I'm not
Yeah.
criticizing them for it, but it's just,
Yep, you go down there and try to make a 2 and miss. You go down there and
it
throw
just
up
seems like
3
it's
threes, and one of them goes in, and
it's a
you're doing
different
well.
game.
Yeah.
It's a
Shoot
different
20,
game.
30% from 3-point range, and you got a shot at winning the game.
You got sometimes teams score 140 something points, maybe even 150 in
that
48
goes
minutes.
back to that darn metric stuff. Somebody sat there and figured it out and said, you just throw a bunch of balls up, and if 1 out of 3 goes in, you're going to win.
I actually at one time kind of wondered about that myself. I out there on the perimeter, you get an uncontested shot much more often than you do down inside that arc. And if you're inside the arc, it might be a shorter shot, but it's a much more contested shot.
Yep.
So, I don't know if that really increases your odds of making it that much, if at all.
And if you're halfway decent, and like I say, you're putting up 15 a game and you make 5 of them, they're bragging you up how good you just scored 15 points. You know what I'm saying? You scored like 5 more somehow, get fouled in a 20-point game, and nobody's bitching about a 20-point game.
The value with going inside is getting fouls and getting free throws and
foul trouble for the other team, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole idea.
It's almost like foul trouble doesn't really exist.
Nah. First, they don't call them.
Right.
Yeah. Hi, Larry.
Hey, Larry. 30. Yeah, it's always hard to tell what's going to happen, and especially week 1.
Oh, exactly.
My thoughts are that the Lions are going to have a fairly good defense, but the thing is the Chiefs can be down at 7 points going into the fourth quarter, and they still might score over 30 because Mahomes might just start completing every pass he throws.
A few years ago when he played the Ravens down here in Baltimore, and he threw 2 or 3 unbelievable passes and under pressure. He impressed me that game because that Ravens defense back then was still damn good, and he picked them apart. And it was just amazing. They'd be all over him. He'd get out of trouble and throw this 20-some yard pass right on the money, off balance. Man's good.
Yeah. My guess is the Chiefs will score 30 tonight, though. That's just the Chiefs, or the Lions may as well. I think the Lions are going to be good. I pick them to win their division.
A lot of people's jumping on that, aren't they?
Yeah, a lot of it is because, the rest of the division doesn't really.
Right. Yeah, they're all assuming Rodgers leaves. There's nobody there to be decent. He's the best of the rest now.
And I don't know what to expect out of Jordan Love. I mean, his numbers don't look terrible when he plays. His completion percentage is fairly decent, and it doesn't seem like he throws a lot of interceptions. But I mean, I'm not trying to kid myself. I don't think he's near the quarterback that what they've had the last 3 decades or whatever it's been.
Yeah, but you go back when Favre left, nobody thought Rodgers was going to be better Favre either.
Actually, I actually thought Rodgers was going to be really good.
Did you?
I'd seen enough of him that Love doesn't strike me that way, though.
Yeah.
But I think he might be okay. I think he might be better than someone like, Ohio State quarterbacks, for instance.
I just think it's so amusing that they've had back-to-back quarterbacks put them in bad situations where they almost force you to get rid of them because you can't live year to year not knowing what the hell they're going to do. I mean, who would think that would happen back-to-back? You wouldn't think that would happen in a lifetime, more or less back-to-back. Because they did not want to get rid of Favre.
So then they had Montana to Young, and then
but I mean, those two didn't say, "I'm not sure if I'm going to play next year." You know what I'm saying? Every year. I mean, to have Favre and Rodgers
retired like 3 or 4
season
times.
sitting there contemplating retirement. Brett going down to Mississippi drinking beer and Rogers going in a tent somewhere and meditating every year. I mean, it's crazy to think a franchise would have to go through that quickly again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he knew what he was doing. Rogers did, because he had faced it from the other side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I know Larry likes to just kind of listen and chat and stuff. I sent him an invite if he wants to come in, but I know he usually doesn't.
Have you been playing much games, Keith?
Not online, obviously, but offline, I still play quite a bit of Stratomatic on offline.
What year?
I've been doing a lot with the 84 American League.
Yeah.
Going through all the games. I just been playing the actual lineups and stuff. I just played a game before I signed on here. I think it's May 9th. I think I'm on May 9th.
Mm-hmm.
And Oakland was playing Seattle, and the pitcher for Oakland was Burris. He had a no-hitter going into the top of the 7th.
Yeah?
Yeah, but then he gave up a hit and 2 runs in that inning. Couple of doubles.
How's the Tigers doing? They got off to a great start that year.
Yeah, they started out playing around 500 ball, but now they've been hot the last 10,
so
12
I think
games.
they almost set the record with the Braves that year.
There's a team in the American League that has the exact same record that the Tigers did after about 30 games.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And it's a team that shouldn't, and that's the White Sox. For some reason,
yeah.
Every game that Seaver and Hoyt pitch,
yeah,
they are just like lights out. And then even Dotson, I think it is, has been pitching very well when he goes out there. And Bannister, not too bad, but they're like 25 and 5, 24 and 5.
That's like in my 61 replay. Los Angeles Angels
and Toronto they start off playing very, very well.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, how you doing, Dwayne?
Good, and you?
Keith? All right.
Good.
Yeah, it's crazy how teams start off like that. Like I say, I had that LA Angels in that 61 season. They led the American League for a long while. They was like 3 or 4 games up on the Yankees. Now they're like 15 games back.
91 Twins and 83 Indians. Okay. 83 Indians. I can't remember. Was that a team that was above 500?
I don't remember.
84 wasn't.
That was last year the
Orioles won the World Series 40 years ago.
No, Larry says,
Nope. Okay.
What you been up to, Bob?
Twins won a World Series.
What's that, Dwayne?
What you been up to?
Oh, I don't know if you know, but I've got prostate cancer.
Oh, no, I didn't, Bob. Sorry to hear that.
I had to go for scans today.
Yeah. When do you get the results back?
All right. I guess next week I'll hear something back.
Yeah. Darn. Did they catch it early?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Found out last week or the week before I found out about it, you know.
Darn.
I have a cup of coffee around here somewhere. Oh, it's still changed.
What you been doing?
Well, September I started going back to work every week. June, July, and August I was off every other week. That's why I was playing so many games. So now I'm back to work. Come October, I'll be off from October until middle of October to the middle of December. So once October gets here, I'll be off again.
Bob, I don't know if you can see, but Larry Harris says, wishing you the best, Bob. You're a good guy. I agree.
Okay. Tell me thanks. Hey,
you just did.
One of the reasons I hadn't been on your channel is I'm dealing with this thing with me.
Oh, I bet, Bob. Sure.
I mean, that's been more important than watching the YouTubes, you know.
Darn right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're always welcome to text me, Bob. If you.
Oh, I know it. I know. I got your number. So, what do you guys think about tonight's game?
I haven't watched a single down yet this year, Bob, so I don't know too much of what's going on.
Well, this is the first NFL game. But
Michael Peterson, hi, everyone.
yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Michael's been going through a lot of stuff, too.
Yeah,
Michael,
he sure
are you
has.
still in the hospital room there, or are you back home? Hospital bed. Are you able to get on here with us? If not, if you are, I'll send you a link. If you're not, then I would say it won't do any good. He's probably on his phone.
What free game is Play giving out, Bob? Do you know?
What's that?
Play.com's giving out a free game, it says.
Oh, does it? I don't know. I haven't checked lately.
Yeah, they're doing a video now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Well, you buy one game and you get something else with it or something, or
it just says new free game with the thumbnail.
Okay, Michael, I will.
I don't know what they're doing right now.
Because Michael might be on some good meds, so he might be entertained here. He might sing to us.
He might.
Hey, Michael, is it Gmail or AOL? Which one do you want? I'll send it to both. What the hell?
I thought Tim was going to do a game tonight. Thought he was going to do the Rockies and the Cubs.
Huh.
In his playoffs. He put Gmail down there, Keith.
Okay. I'll delete one then.
Have you been able to do anything, Bob?
I played a red, white, and blue game the other day.
Did you?
Well, I think it was the 2010s.
Yeah. Oh, the All-Star thing?
Yeah, I done any season or nothing, you know.
Yeah. I need to get that back up.
Did you play anything today, Bob, at the hospital? Did you take your basketball game or anything?
I took a game with me, but I was so tired. I didn't fool with it.
It'd have been neat if you could.
I got home. I got the hospital like quarter after 7. I got back to the house. It was after 2:00, and I really didn't get much sleep last night. So I was kind of napping, and I was kind of tired sitting there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had to sit. You know, they put the stuff in my arm, and then I had to sit there for 3 hours waiting for that.
Mm.
Did it burn or anything when they put it in?
No. And then I had to go to across the hall there to have my CT done, which was fine, you know. But the guy comes out with these two bottles of a water mixture, I guess. He says, "What you want? You want it plain or you want it lemonade or juice?" I said, "Give me lemonade."
How much of it was it?
It was about pretty big bottles, you know.
Oh.
That's 16-ounce two 16-ounce bottles, you know.
Yeah.
I had to drink one, and then I had to wait like 10 or 15 minutes and drink another one, you know.
So you had to chug them?
No, you didn't have to chug them, no.
Oh. And they weren't carbonated, were they?
No, they weren't carbonated.
Oh, Michael.
What did he say?
Oh, you'll see.
Oh, he's on.
Greetings for greetings, yes.
Hey,
You still in the hospital?
I am from the 4th floor of the hospital,
Yeah.
where it is 105 degrees outside.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with it. I'm dealing with.
Well, you're in a nice cool place then.
That's right. The crib.
Now, how is that nursing staff treating you tonight, Michael?
The staff has been really cool.
Yeah.
One of the nursing staff is a male, so he pops into the room every so often to see what's going on. The game hasn't started yet.
When are you? So,
I'm all
when are
set.
you expected to get out of there?
Hold on a second. I'm just okay. They're doing lift every moment right now. Okay. Right now, hold on. It's Texas prisons. Oh yeah, that's a big story. I'll catch up with that later. I am here for at least 2 more days in here, but they're going to be moving me to the rehab center, which is around the block, probably on Monday.
Oh, okay.
For 1 to 2 weeks of rehab.
Is this all on your arm, Michael?
This is on my wrist. This is what they call carpal tunnel syndrome.
Okay.
They took off the first bandage today, and the crip was crippling. It was bleeding. It was bleeding on my hand, and it was really, it was bad. It was red. So they had these tubes in, and they had to pull them out. Yes, it was disgusting, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it. Cleaned up the blood and put a new one on. That was fine. It didn't take very long.
You can tell he's a wrestling fan when he's so interested in watching the blood and all that and stuff. Which,
Well, I worked in blood for many, many years, so it didn't matter.
Oh, did you? What, drawing it?
Yes, 30 years.
You drew blood for 30 years?
Yes, sir. New York DFW, and
Are there ever just days where you just like, oh, I don't want to see this? Oh man, sticking it in there and
no. People went to blood drives all over the country. Don't get these stories now. Get that blood. It's a very interesting business. It's not supposedly nonprofit. Yeah, right. Sure.
Did you ever see anybody just faint or anything?
Did I see anybody just faint? I saw somebody just faint walking to the desk to fill out a paper.
Before they even sat down?
After they sat down. I'm a high school football player. Boom. This loud noise.
So what, do you get a rag or something out for them or what?
And the next thing you know, you hear boom on the floor. Yeah. Well, we had to go get it.
They could be bad though. They could hit their head on something.
Absolutely right. And it's enough times you watch a guy faint when you have the needle inside of him. Oh, you're talking to him. You turn around and take care of somebody else. Next thing you know.
Well, I got yelled at by a nurse one time because I'm okay as long I don't want to look at it, but if they're good at it, if they're good, and they can get the needle in there quick, get the blood out quick, I'm good. But when they're sitting there and they keep moving that darn needle around,
they dig it around looking for a vein.
Yeah, and then they keep rubbing that spot right there, and they keep trying to. It's like I was sitting on the edge of one of those little bed type things they have in the doctor's offices.
Yeah.
And this nurse, who was the worst ever at doing this that I've ever had, comes in. And first she's rubbing, trying to get the vein forever, and then she sticks the needle in, and then she keeps moving it around and stuff. And I started getting hot.
Yeah,
Vasovagal or something.
Yep.
Vasovagal.
I don't.
Well, I got to a point where I couldn't even talk. I'm just sitting there, starting to sweat, and pretty soon she gets close to me. She goes, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I'm thinking, "Will you just finish?" I couldn't say anything because it was just like all that was just shut down. My entire ability to speak was just completely shut down.
Oh yeah.
And so then they got the nurse and got me laid down, and I was fine within a few seconds after she put a rag on my head. But then the nurse is there, or the one that was doing the blood draw, and she's like, "Well, why didn't you tell me?" And I was thinking, I didn't know you were going to be so bad at this.
You want a story? I will tell you a story.
Okay.
This happened years ago between Christmas and New
Year's. Okay.
At this place. We were at this place that was sponsored by the New York Police Department. Remember that.
Okay.
Gentleman comes in, sits on the bed. We all are sitting. Patrick Mahomes just walked in. They're sitting on the bed. He's getting his blood drawn, everything else. And then the next thing you know, he's reaching. He's reaching.
For what?
What does somebody from the NYPD carry?
Oh, a gun.
Uh-huh.
He's reaching for his gun?
He was reaching for, and I'm serious, he was reaching for his gun. Kept doing that. We tried to get him up. We tried to get him up because he was finished. And then he just went total psycho. It come to find out later on, he gets up off the chair. He walks around. He's like, we're trying to put him down from one side of the bed to another bed on the other corner. That didn't work. My friend is holding his arm. He will never, ever forget holding his arm as tightly as he did. Here I am trying to hold his shoulders down so he doesn't reach and grab it.
Was he unaware of what he was doing, Michael?
No. That's even the worst part about it. He thought, sometimes when you lose blood, sometimes you go into dream mode. He was dreaming. It kind of found out after everything he was shaking. After all that was done, he didn't know. He was in the middle of a dream where he thought that he was trying to get someone off the other side of the bed, and he was reaching for his pistol.
So it's a good thing he didn't get a hold of it.
No, he never did. And you had to see.
Well, no, I'm saying it's a good thing he didn't.
And you had to see all these guys, all these police officers, watching all this. And we're trying to hold on. It took 5 police officers, me and my friend, to put him down, hold him for dear life, make sure he didn't have his gun, and then he finally got up and he started shaking his head. So
he was there to donate blood? Is that what it was?
He was
drive?
donating blood, and this was after he finished donating. So
And he had never had an experience like that before?
the only time I did, me and my coworker.
You're supposed to sing to that, Michael. You're supposed to sing to that.
I'll sing it as soon as I finish. Me and my friend Vinny went outside to take a break. My friend has a cigarette in his mouth. He had no hair. He had less hair than any of us. And he's shaking. He's a kid. He's a young kid. He's like 23 years old.
And he's bald?
Okay. Here I am sitting next to him. And I made a promise. I said, Ben, I want to let you know I'll never say this to probably another person again. If I didn't drink, I'd be heading, you and I would be heading for the bar on the corner across the street.
Dog.
Sit there. That's how bad it was.
So I guess after that, you need to come up with a rule. They're going to sit down there to get their blood drawn. They need to leave their gun with somebody.
I said that. Nobody believed me. Nobody believed me. I said, you got to leave your gun. I'm sorry.
Oh, you had already told them that.
No, I didn't. We didn't. They didn't know it. I told the person running the drive, you got to tell these cops to leave these guns. I don't think he was supposed to do it anyway, because he was in his uniform and he was actually supposedly on the ship on his shift. And this is like 8 o'clock, 7:30 at night, in the middle of Forest Hill. At least the neighborhood was good. But Vinny and I.
How often does that happen? Where somebody goes into this dream state? How many cases of that would you see?
I've only seen in my life. I've seen about half a dozen.
Okay, so I mean it's like one per every several thousand. Then
it's one. It's like what do they say? The bargain, a draft in a dream or something. You know, it's like buying a lottery ticket. You never know. It's like getting hit by lightning. You never know.
So he was fine all the way until after you were done.
Yep.
And then when did the problem start? As soon as he stood up? He
wasn't even standing.
He was still sitting there or laying there.
He was lying. He was sitting. Yeah, he
lying
was
kind of back in one of those like.
He was sitting like almost I was. The way I was sitting, with my arm out like this. Could never believe it. Didn't expect it. That's the worst part about it. One of the worst things about it. You did not expect it because he had done the process beautifully. He was going great. And I'm sorry, I'm watching what's his name? The betting guy, Matthew Berry. They're still talking. Oh my God. Yankees 6, Tigers, Yankees 1. It was just an event that, thank goodness it wasn't busy. Because if it was busy, it would have been a nightmare to try to stop him and hold him down and all of that. It was just terrible. And like I said, these cops, they see everything. Two of them never saw something like that.
Did the guy say anything? I mean, what was he talking to you?
He said he didn't realize what had happened until we told him. And he's like using obscenities. Oh crap! Oh, and here they go. A terrible towel, a red towel. Are you watching this game too?
Are you watching baseball or?
No, I'm watching the pre-show.
Oh, pregame? No, I don't have the pregame on.
Oh, I'm watching it. But yeah, never. It would never happen again. I promised myself it would never happen again. If I ever had to go to a place deal with police officers, detectives, or anything like that, I said I will not do this drive unless you find a way to have their guns taken away from them while they're at the donation station.
Yeah, anything, guns, knives, whatever they got, they have to leave that stuff.
Handcuffs, but that's what I told them. I said, no, I'll never do that kind of a drive again unless you tell them that they got to put their guns, you got to store your guns, and you pick them up on the way out.
That's it.
That was that for me. I was just.
I'd never heard of anything like that. Like I'd heard, just the kind of experience I had where suddenly things just. Another thing I remember was like I couldn't hear very well either. It was like felt like Something was like somebody had their hands over my ears or something. And
part of it, they were in dream mode, and dream mode for some people could take a long time. Some people could dream right away because you're dealing with something known as the human element.
Yeah.
The human element, And believe me when I tell you this, I won't say it publicly, but girls do better than boys than this. Okay.
As far as donating?
Not depends on where you go to. I think it also depends where you are and the attitude of how people are at the juncture. It's just a very interesting world that I was in. And I did it for 30 years. I did it in 3 different companies.
Hey, Dwayne.
Yeah.
I was, I was telling you, I was playing that the 2020 series game,
Uh-huh.
Danica Patrick got sick the first lap. So she was gone after the first lap. And then about 3/4 through the race, Dale Earnhardt got black flagged, and he was up in the leading, so he went all the way to the back,
Right.
Right. It must have been.
Now, do you roll for the black flag to see what the reason was or not?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What was it?
What was it? Racing or fast down the track or in the pits or something?
Oh, speeding on pit road.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like it.
Yeah.
Is that a season that you have?
I've got the season. I was just playing a one-off game,
Oh.
I love it. I gotta get that game back on the channel. Me and Troy Carter's doing the '69 season, but I haven't done nothing in
Well, you've been playing baseball most of the time.
Yeah, I got with that digital diamond, Bob. It just got me back into APA. I forgot how much I loved APA.
I'll be back.
Now that I don't have to keep the stats and spend 3 or 4 hours keeping stats, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Nurse wants to come in on Michael.
Where'd you go, Michael the cripple?
I'll be back. I have
okay.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Go do what you got to do.
The cripple will be back.
Okay. Ooh, that was an interesting story. A little bit intense, but it was interesting.
It was. I gotta find the mute button. Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Yeah,
that was kind of interesting, Dwayne. I got that rare thing of Patrick got sick in the first
the craziest thing that ever happened to me. I think I was doing I believe it was the 1970s before I started getting the years, and Bobby Allison got arrested during the TV week thing. And God, to miss the race. Yeah, and for real, Bobby Allison probably would have never got arrested.
Right.
He was pretty calm and all. I don't see him out drinking and getting in trouble with the law like some of them would have. Yeah, but that was the craziest thing. And he was in playoff. Well, not playoff. He was in championship contention when that happened.
Oh, God.
Sure, like I say, I was doing the 1970s All-Stars.
Right.
Because I did 30 races of it. That was before I started broadcasting. Yeah. That's the craziest thing that ever happened.
Have you picked up the new 95 thing he's got out?
I'm not in the scram, Bob. I can't get into fiction.
Oh, that's a scram one. That's right.
Right. I wish he'd do some more. I want him to do the 85 season. That's what season I'm going to do next. Don Weed came up with that 85 season. I'm going to do it next. That's the year that Walter beat Elliott, and Elliott won 10 races in the Winston Million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just playing because I hadn't played it in a while, and I was trying to get the rules down again.
I can tell you how long it's been since I played it. I think it's been like 2 weeks. Let's see here. Maybe 3. Yeah, it's been 3 weeks since I played it.
Wow.
There
Let's
might be
see.
some Lions fans at the game. I do see some blue shirts scattered about.
Yeah, the last time I played it was August 11th.
August 11th. Wow, that's almost a month.
Yep. Yeah.
Because the day's the
Yeah,
7th.
August 11th.
Day's the 7th.
Yes,
so.
it is. Yep. Yep. But if I figure if I don't keep up with this baseball, it's going to drag out forever. I'm hoping to get baseball done by around January.
Right.
With doing 2 teams, I mean, that's doing, well, the Braves is only 154 games because that's before the expansion in 62
Right.
for them. But
Right.
the Yankees is 162 games.
Yeah.
So it's like 316 games I'm going to be playing.
Yeah. Have
Plus
you
the World Series.
Have you been
Sure.
looking for that guy that escaped jail up there in Pennsylvania?
No, I'm in Maryland.
I know you are. I know
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether he came down to bother you guys or not.
Probably did. Yeah, probably did.
That was weird how he escaped, you know.
Yes, we're climbing the wall like you did and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was able to get under the razor wire.
Yep. They're not dumb. They might not be the smartest people in the world. 1 + 1 = 2, but they're not dumb.
Well, they
got
figure out ways.
24/7 to figure stuff out. While I'm home playing APA, they're there trying to figure out how the hell to get out.
That's probably where they've got their entire mind committed right to that.
Oh, heck
One
yeah.
idea, that one problem.
Yeah, because I watched that one show called I Almost Got Away with It or something.
I've heard of it.
And some of these guys, are on the loose for a while before they get caught,
Right. Yeah. We've had a few escapes down here. Heck, the last few of them gotten caught. You familiar with the Hagerstown area, Bob?
Kind of, yeah.
Well, you know where Boone's Bar is compared to Hagerstown?
Yeah.
They've gotten caught down there at that Sheets on 40.
Oh, wow.
That's as far as they get. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, the last 2 of them got caught down there that tried to get out.
Huh. Did you say you got to work this weekend?
No, I'm off this weekend, and I'm off Monday. I got a doctor's appointment Monday.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to go back on the 20th, and supposed to give me a shot to help it not spread.
Right.
That's why he wanted to do these 2 scans, bone scan and CT scan, to make sure it hadn't spread any place else in my body.
Good. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not too.
Yeah.
You did all the testing today, you said, Bob?
Yeah, I was supposed to have it today and tomorrow, but the guy says we're going to do your CCT today while you're here, so you don't get stuck twice.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had to put a thing in my arm, the where they put all the stuff in, and all that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How you been feeling?
I've been feeling so.
Yeah. Is that how you noticed it?
No. Well, I pee a lot, and my regular doctor seen I had protein in my urine.
Oh.
And so she sent me to the urologist, and he did a biopsy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they found out with the biopsy, because they like take your biopsy, like 12 spots on your prostate,
right?
And 10 of the 12 had cancer in them.
Oh, darn!
So
yeah, I go Monday. That's one thing I got to do Monday is get lab work done.
Yeah. Yep. So hopefully I'll know something by Monday or Tuesday.
Right.
Of the results.
What was your PSA count?
Like 10.9. It was up there. It was quite high. And then I had to go have my PT checked today too, That was fine. That's for being on blood thinner.
Mm-hmm.
They check your blood out, to make sure it's in a certain range. But that was fine. So
Good.
Pete, what's that? Potassium or?
it they call it PT. It's when you're on a blood thinner. They do a test. They prick your finger and put it on the little machine, and it tells them in a minute they'll know. And it's got to be between 2 and 3 if to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the PT stands for, but
Mm-hmm. Oh, Dwayne, when the prisoners, are they able to donate blood or no?
No, not in our institution. They
Because
have
you'd
blood
think that
drives
they'd be
for
afraid of what they
yeah.
would have.
Well, I mean, truthfully, they're probably more screened than what you and me are. So
Man.
yeah, they would know. But
they
yeah, they do it down there for staff. Have blood drives.
yeah, they probably put that through the test to find out if anything's bad in it.
Yeah.
But they do lab work on them every so often and stuff, or
Just like on the street, Keith, it depends on what kind of shape you're in. If you're in real good shape, 18-year-old, you might never see a doctor while you're locked up if you're not in there very long. I mean, they do initial screenings and stuff. Don't get me wrong when you come in. But
Right.
yeah, it's not like every inmate gets seen X amount of months, no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got problems, and then they'll see you according to your health. So,
well,
like, say if you're completely healthy, you might not be seen.
the prison that you're at, are those guys that are gonna get out someday, or most of them?
Some are, some aren't. Yeah,
So
we
if
got
they're in there
lifers.
for many years, they're still gonna get a certain amount of medical, right?
Truthfully, the way it works, if you're in real bad shape, the medical is real good. They'll probably save your damn life. The problem is that you might get in bad shape because of being in there. But once you get in bad
Yeah.
shape, they do a good job of taking care of you. But if you're in that in between state, and that some of it's their own fault, because you got 3,000 inmates out in the prison I work at, and if 3,000 of them is putting sick calls in because they got a freaking hang now, well, just like on the streets, you can't go see the doctor. So there's Bob with his cancer problem in the cell with me, and I'm worried about this hangnail. Well, they call me
Yeah.
up for the hangnail, and Bob's still waiting 2 more days to get up there to be seen for his cancer until they diagnose him.
Right.
But once they diagnose Bob with cancer, they're going to send him all over the freaking state and do what they got to do to keep Bob alive. They're not going to say Bob's got cancer, throw him back in the cell, and we'll see what happens in a few months.
Right.
He's going to
And
doctor's
here we
appointments. He's
go,
going to be
ladies,
doing
germs,
therapy
and
and all
others.
kinds of stuff. They do a good job of that.
It is
What-
time
And
to
your
kick the
hangnail
ball.
still
There
hurts
you
after
go.
they've addressed it. They're just gonna tell you to toughen up.
Well, then you put another 6 slip in 2 days later because it didn't do nothing the first time, and you're back up there again because they got to see if you put a 6 slip in. So
Right.
it bogs down the system.
Okay.
So what'd you
Yeah,
say
they
there,
don't ignore
Michael?
it. They don't say, "Oh, that's Dwayne Martz.
They've just
We're not
kicked the
going to see him. The
ball,
last time he was up here was
and
bullshit." They'll see you again. Yeah,
Detroit
but it
has
just
the
bogs
ball.
down the system.
Who's got the ball?
Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit.
So what was for dinner tonight, Michael?
What was dinner for me tonight?
Yeah.
I had tonight's dinner was I had a chicken salad sandwich on white bread
Okay.
with I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, it was just a sandwich and mashed potato.
Okay.
I
Any gravy?
chose-
How's
I-
the food been?
The food is good. The food is good here, except for one night where I had trouble trying to enjoy the food because you know how you make a taco. Oh, do that. Throw it down to the ground. You make a taco. You put everything together and you put it on the taco and you eat it. No, you get the bread on one plate. You get the meat in a bowl.
Oh, you got to put it together yourself.
Yeah, you got to put it all together. Okay.
Oh.
I dropped. I didn't cut, and I'm telling you right now, I did not cut the cheese. I dropped the cheese. They were bugging. Yes.
Where did it? On the floor?
And it's very hard when you have this soft cast.
Yeah, when you're
Okay, Detroit 3 and out.
Now, was that a chicken salad that they put a bunch of crunchy stuff in there?
Gonna win this game. Oh, blah blah blah. I took the Chiefs by 20 points.
Okay.
Even with him not playing, they had a video already. They had Chris Jones in the suite. That's where he is tonight. He's sitting up there in the suite.
What this chicken salad you had? Did it have a bunch of crunchy stuff in it, or did they do it right?
No. And Keith, I heard you before. No, I have not had anything alcoholic, and no, I have not had any blind gas. No.
I didn't know if they were giving you any of that hemp stuff or something in there.
No hemp. We can't sell. Can we sell hemp in the? No, we can't. Can't sell hemp in this state.
Mushrooms.
So would you have to have done have the surgery redone again?
Yeah, because I have to do it on my right hand.
Oh.
I have carpal tunnel on both hands.
Oh my.
Starting with the left hand because my left hand is supposedly it's my weakest hand because I'm right-handed.
Right.
Except in kickball where I kick a ball left-footed. Don't ask me why.
That's all right. My daughter used to do the same thing.
And I also have, I don't know if you probably can't see it here. I also had something done.
Yeah, I can see an incision site.
Yeah.
Ulnar nerve.
Ulnar nerve.
Okay. Nerve is up by.
I knew you were pointing down at your arm down here for some reason.
That's where the surgery ends. That's where the nerve is, right here.
Okay.
Surgery on that too. That one came out beautifully. That was no problem at all. Because I would have a pinky finger that would point out this way when it's supposed to be together.
Right.
But it pointed out this way. And it connects to the thumb. It's a pitcher's if you're a sports fan, it's a pitcher's disease because you have to throw with it. Ooh, what a nice catch.
Yeah, my wife had broke her wrist and had it and all her carpal tunnel bones got broke. And then she had to go to a hand doctor because the nerve wasn't working with her thumb or something.
It was right here.
Yeah.
They had to take it. They had to do it a second time because there was a lot of white. There was a lot of white, which is which was an infection. And then they cleaned it up, redid it, and when they took it out today, it was more red than anything, and it worked. This is probably going to work out much better.
Good.
It doesn't hurt as much.
I bet you.
Go ahead, Bob.
Oh, I bet it's hard to do things though with your hand.
Yes, it is. I usually lean. If I have to stand up or something off a chair or a bed, I would usually use my left hand for leaning purposes. And you push it down to try to sit up. Sometimes it's a big problem.
Yeah, I bet you it is.
But I'll get it done. I've gotten it done already. So I just have to keep going. So what's going to happen to me next is either tomorrow or fucking me. The wife is
What's that, Michael?
that That's the sound of a text from my wife.
Oh no!
That's exactly. You know what the name of it is?
It's all like Daffy Duck's wife.
Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, it's all like.
That's right. What channel for the game? NBC or NFL Network? Okay.
So you're not ready to get back into the ring yet, huh, Mike?
Oh, I'm not going to be back in the ring for probably another 2 to 3 weeks. What's going to happen next to me is the Kansas City punted. What's going to happen next to me is I'm going to be sitting in this bed tomorrow where our wonderful friends and Bob, I know, FYI, please, I hope you do okay with everything. I hope they caught it in time.
I hope so too.
Did they say what stage it's in?
No, they haven't gone that far yet. No, they just want to, because they had me do these scans today to see if it spread any. You know.
I hope not. It's just so sad. That's so sad.
Well, they say that actually prostate cancer doesn't spread as bad as other cancers do. You know.
It happened. But
that's the thing. I may have to do radiation. I may have to do it surgically. I don't know yet. You know, we haven't gone.
All right. Well,
we haven't gone that far yet.
Right now, we go they told me all you guys, all my friends, couple of days, 2 days at a time.
Yeah.
Really, you can't really count on it. You can't count on anything. You just got to do what you're asked to do. And you just
ever since I've had the prostate biopsy, I've had problems trying to go to the bathroom and all. You know.
Oh, yeah, it must be.
But that's getting better.
Well, you had to be delicate. You had to clean yourself out, right, Bob?
Yeah, I had to do a fleet enema.
I think those sometimes kind of mess you up.
When you have to go for colon cancer, you have to clean. Excuse me, you have to clean yourself out. What you got?
I'm guessing if that's. I mean,
for the test,
to do the biopsy, all they did was
really intense about something. Is there a game on?
Yeah.
On your end?
Yeah. Well, with the do the biopsy, I had to take. You know, of course, they gave you these pills you had to take. You know.
Oh.
And there, I guess. You know,
drink that stuff that really cleans you out.
No, it's just for make sure there's no anything down there, you know, that's going to be affected.
What you watching, Dwayne?
Huh?
What are you watching?
Clicking.
I'm watching the ball game.
Now I'm going to get off here soon and go watch it. I don't have a TV here.
Oh,
that doesn't help. That's
yeah.
no fun. You put on the radio. I don't know who's doing radio.
So, how many touchdowns do you think Mahomes will throw tonight, Michael?
I think he's gonna throw 3.
3?
I think the Chiefs are gonna win this game by at least 20, by over 15 points, maybe 20.
Okay.
Well, I'm hoping. Actually, I'm hoping Detroit beats them, but I know that's not going to happen.
I don't understand how good. I just don't understand how good this Detroit team is going to be. They had that run. And don't forget, guys, what happened at the beginning of the year last year.
Well, this Lions team has been stocking up a lot of good draft picks, so.
Ooh. They lost their first 7 games.
Yeah.
And the coach was on the hot seat. Yeah. I just think.
I really believe in them this year, Michael. Maybe I'm wrong. But
I do not believe in them this year at all. No.
Well, that one got knocked down.
They're not the worst team in the division. The worst team in the division in my world, and I'll say it, Green Bay.
Yeah. I think it's still probably the Bears.
I thought he was going to say Chicago. You know.
No, I think it's Green Bay. Oh God. Anyway,
Fields might surprise me, but I don't have high expectations.
I listen to late night radio, and all they're talking about. Well, I can't say that because right now there's one other important thing that's more important right now, but that's going to change after tonight. You know, the Yankees winning 5 in a row.
Woo!
But not now.
Not now. Who they playing tonight?
They're down, I think, 8-1. Let me see.
Who they playing tonight?
The Tigers.
Are they breathing on Boston's neck now?
It's Detroit 8, New York 3.
Detroit 8, New York 3.
They had won 5 in a row. Okay. And they've been calling up all their kids. They called up Peraza. They even called up Dominguez. Jason Dominguez. His nickname
I saw him one day last weekend.
Remember the nickname? The Martian.
The Martian?
That's his nickname. The Martian. He's got 3 homers as a Yankee.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw him hit one of those, I think, this last weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
He hit a New York homer last night. He hit a New York homer last night because the Yankees are home.
Now, Michael, are you under strict orders when you're watching wrestling to not do a lot of fist pumping and stuff, with your...
Who, me?
Yeah.
Nah.
You can do all that?
I don't worry about that. I don't worry about that stuff right now. I had enough wrestling. Boy, did I have enough wrestling to watch this last week. I had 1, 2, 3 pay-per-views and the regular shows. And there's even wrestling on tonight, but I chose AEW. I chose football over Impact because I can watch Impact tomorrow morning if I wanted to.
Did you see anything that you thought was kind of outrageous or anything out there? Or?
Who, me? Oh, in this game?
No, on the wrestling.
On the wrestling, there's a big, humongous story. One of the newest companies, AEW, they were in Wembley Stadium for an event.
I think Tim was talking about that.
Yes, 81,000 people.
Wow.
Okay. And right now there is one wrestler that most people, you say the name to them, you either love him or you hate him. His real name, Phil Hughes. He goes by the name of CM Punk. Okay, he's Chicago.
CM Punk.
CM Punk.
And what's the CM stand for?
I don't know.
Okay.
I never knew. But it doesn't matter because here's the story.
Okay.
CM Punk was wrestling, has been wrestling in AEW. He got suspended for a fight last year at one of their big pay-per-view events. So he came back to the roster, but a lot of the people on the roster didn't want him on there. So they decided to take all the people that wanted him on the roster, put him with another group in AEW, and they have a show now for him on Saturday nights. It's called AEW Collision. Okay. Now it makes 3 shows. They have 3 shows on for AEW.
Okay.
Meanwhile, he was supposed to have a big wrestling match on Saturday night at Wembley. It was on the pay-per-view. It opened the pay-per-view, and when the match before it ended, the 2 wrestlers went into the back, and the one guy said they went face to face, Words were exchanged. Punches were thrown. This was not fake. Punches were thrown. People had to come in to break the fight up. TV monitors were thrown. The head of the company was in something they call the gorilla position. And he's the one that runs the show from that position. Detroit is on around, and they're at almost at the 20. He was in what they call the gorilla position. He almost got hit. He almost got into a fight. And they told CM Punk, the wrestler, to go home.
Oh.
So what do you think happens with that? Does he get any kind of discipline?
So he left. He went back to the United States. They decided on Monday afternoon to suspend him indefinitely, as well as the other wrestler. And the other wrestler is, you ever heard of Luke Perry?
Yeah. Okay, somebody was telling me about that. His son?
His son wrestles. Okay. His name is Jack Perry. They call him. They called him Jungle Boy. I wonder if Harris
might have been talking about that.
They called him Jungle Boy. That's his persona in at AEW. Anyway, both wrestlers were suspended, and then that was dumb. And then it turns out that later on they got more witnesses, they got statements, but what killed them was there was one person that was there that was a non-wrestling personnel. And he told his version of the story about how the head of the company, Tony Khan, whose father you know.
Is a sports team down in Florida somewhere?
Right, Jacksonville. His father owns the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
And Tony Khan owns AEW. Well, after meetings and after his witness statements and all that, and the Lions score the first touchdown of the season. If you have, hold on, who caught it? Dumb people. If you had Jared Goff as the first quarterback to throw a touchdown this year.
Oh, by the way, I looked up the CM thing. Originally, it stood for Chick Magnet.
Pay the man. Oh, CM Punk. Yeah,
and what did you say his name was, Michael?
His name was Phil. I forget his last name, but his first name is Philip. Phil.
Well, Philip Jack Brooks.
Philip Brooks, right. AKA CM Punk.
Yeah.
Oh, if you had Amon-Ra St. Brown to catch and score the first touchdown in the NFL, pay the man.
He was good. He was good last year.
Yes, he was.
It's 7-0.
Ended up getting him in my
there's
league.
2 St. Browns. I forget where the other one plays.
Well, the other one was playing in Green Bay. Well, that one was playing in Green Bay.
Yeah, that was a nice play.
So anyway, after the meeting Monday and the witness statement, CM Punk's contract was terminated. He got fired from AEW. So now we have an interesting story going on. Is CM Punk going to
lawsuit time?
WWE? You asked me for the story of the week.
But I mean, is there any pending lawsuits or anything you think, or
no? This is all just getting going.
Yeah.
Because this happened on Sunday. So we're going to see what happens as we move along.
So in 4 days, they've already let him go.
They already had a major fight. They had a fight between 2 wrestlers and the president of the company, and they fired one of their main stars.
And
the other man is indefinitely, Jack Perry is what they call indefinitely suspended. he would be on the Juan DeFranco list. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. From the Rays.
Yes. Yeah, he's on the Juan DeFranco list.
Yeah, he had a
definitely
domestic thing,
suspended.
right?
Huh?
Well, he had a domestic issue.
Domestic? Oh, baby. He's a
I don't remember what
player.
the story was, but I remember he was in a lot
He's
of
a
trouble.
player. Pimperoo, baby.
Oh,
He's a pimperoo.
Pipperoo.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's a pimpster.
Well, he had somebody out under a street light or
affairs
what?
with underage women,
Oh,
finding out
goodness.
he's married.
Uh,
So he is already on the list. And anything involved with him, forget it, man. They took banners and anything about him off as fast as Carter ate liver pills.
he's disowned, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's done. He is finished.
Well, it's a good thing
And
they
then
didn't have a statue of him out there.
And then you heard the next player in baseball that's in a lot of trouble. Starting pitcher of the former Los Angeles Dodgers, Julio Urias.
What did he do? I haven't heard this one. What happened there?
Another pimpster.
Another pimpster.
Yeah, another underage woman. They found him.
Man, they're going to be
in jail.
visiting someplace that's occupied
He's
by
in
like
jail right
Dwayne
now. They
up
put
here.
him
He's
on
gonna,
Saturday.
so like Dwayne's going to be seeing these guys.
Especially these Latin Dominican gentlemen. Ooh. But yeah, Julio Urias, star pitcher from the Dodgers, got arrested on Saturday night.
Well, what's the legal age down in these countries?
I don't know. They said 16, but I think it was younger than that.
It doesn't matter here. You got to follow our.
The pimping. Remember, pimping ain't easy.
I'm not going to try it, Michael. I'll just take your word for it.
Just remember that, yeah. So Urias is arrested in jail. He's already been.
I'm gonna get off of here, guys. Get something to drink and all.
Okay,
Y'all have a
Dwayne,
good one.
All right, Dwayne.
You
Have
two
a good
take
one.
care, Mike and Bob.
Happy
All
motoring.
right. See you
See
later.
you later, Dwayne.
All righty.
Thanks for hopping on for a while. So, yeah.
So remember that. That's the story. Pimping ain't easy.
Yeah, I guess not.
You asked me what the big stories were.
So, Michael, when's your next medication time?
I had it already. I think I'm done with my medicine.
Oh, you're done with your medications?
My medicines are done for the night.
Well, good.
Yeah. I took my pills. I think I get one more insulin shot, and then
So, are you able to take a shower or anything with that cast on, or?
No, they don't do any. They don't have to do anything with that. No, there's nothing here. All it is just they're protecting it. Ooh, good run.
So you can take a shower?
Tomorrow, what I'm going to do is they are going to put a plastic bag.
Yeah.
Around the cast.
Over the whole thing.
Yeah.
Put tape around it so it doesn't get wet.
So terrible.
And off to the shower I go. And the shower is right here for me, the bathroom.
And you'll probably sweat enough inside that thing that'll make it damp anyway.
I get up. I have to get up. I have to be at 4:00 in the morning. They're already out drawing blood from my arm.
Oh, I remember those mornings. They come around and
I don't
wake
have
you
to
up.
remember. I remember them.
They draw blood. I remember having that done to me.
Do they wake you up several times a night?
Hmm?
Do they wake you up during the night?
I'm usually up. Last night I was up at 2:00. I was up at 2:00 in the morning.
Oh, until?
You know what I do? What I've been doing? There was nothing good on last night, of course. Oh, and after AEW, there was nothing good on. So I have my iPad on, and I have Spotify. So last night, go my homies, go. Last night and last few nights, I've been finding old music artists and recording all their hits and putting them on my Spotify playlist. Okay. Now, you know I'm not as old as you gentlemen. But last night's adventure, well, actually the night before's adventure, I decided to do Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. Okay, 50 hits.
Mm-hmm.
I found all 50 top 30 hits. Thank you, Wikipedia. So I found them on Spotify. I would record them and keep them. Last night I decided I was looking at something and I was hearing something, and I decided to do Jackie Wilson. You guys familiar with those guys, right?
Jackie Wilson?
Oh, Keith, don't tell me. I thought you were older than me. You should be knowing these things.
What? No.
You never heard of Jackie Wilson? Soul-studded R&B star?
Oh,
I get it. You were busy with
boy, here we go.
Little,
I was busy with what?
Little Richard, the Everly
I've
Brothers.
heard of Little Richard.
You never heard of Little Richard?
No, I said I have heard of Little Richard. Okay.
Yeah. The Everly Brothers.
Yeah.
Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last night I did Little Richard, and he was pretty interesting.
What's his real name?
His biggest hit was a song called "Lonely Teardrops." My heart is crying, lonely teardrops. I can't have anything. I was told
that was a Little Richard song.
No, that was Jackie Wilson.
Oh, Jackie Wilson. I've heard of that song. That sounded great.
Yeah, that's Jackie Wilson.
Okay.
He had a lot of crossover rhythm and blues hits back in the late 50s, early through the 60s, and in the 70s. A lot of times, if a song was not popular, what the heck happened to this?
What, buddy?
My homies was running out of bounds.
Oh, that song, Danny Boy, is that the same one that Elvis re-recorded?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I did that. Now tonight, when I stay up late, I'll probably look through the Kinks. I'll probably what did you listen to growing up, Bob?
What did I listen to growing up?
Yep.
Well, I was into the Beatles era.
Oh, okay, yeah. I have Beatles. I have all those Beatles hits. They're great.
I was in the Beatles.
Good for you. Good choice.
Being that age,
Were you ever into, like, as you got older? You ever got into, like, the Woodstock era?
No, I really didn't listen too much of the Woodstock.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I wasn't real big into music back then. I was more into doing sports things,
Yeah, I didn't really pay much attention to who artists were and stuff until I was about graduating from high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just knew what my mom and dad listened to, and that was about it.
I worked in a music store when I was younger.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of my friends, a lot of my friends knew I used to listen to radio stations all the time. And
back in the 70s, my dad had like Elvis records and the Bee Gees and Fleetwood Mac and, country like Willie Nelson, Charlie Pride.
Country today is not as good as it It's okay, but it's not as good as it was.
I
then.
listen to a lot of country music, and I usually listen to Willie Nelson's thing on Sirius because that's got the
Oh,
old,
I heard it. Yeah, I heard. I know his channel. Yeah, it's supposed
that's
to be
got all the old type of songs, you
Mhm.
know.
Willie Whalen,
Yeah,
all them.
Johnny
And
Johnny
Cash.
Cash, yeah.
then he has a show. He picks his favorites, old and new.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Down to the 9.
Wait, look at him. You know, there he goes. I'm surprised these people haven't come in and tell me to shut up. Because I play my radio like medium volume, and it's really good to hear in the room. Oh, I guess I'm behind a little bit.
Well, my parents used to listen to, the big band era,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nah, my dad was Elvis. My mom was Elvis. My mom liked the Beatles. She liked all those doo-wop groups.
All right.
We had a show up north on WCBS 101.1.
How old were you when you started doing the
Every
blood
Sunday
drawing?
night. Every Sunday night. It was called the Doo-Wop Shop.
The Doo-Wop Shop. Yep. I remember that show.
Donnie K. Reed. Yeah. Well, he would play all the doo-wop songs from old and new from all the old doo-wop groups for about 2 hours.
I also like the oldies.
They were oldies.
No, I'm saying that's what I also like is the oldies.
Okay.
The 50s, 60s music.
That's what I said. The doo-wop was late 50s, early 60s. Absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
There he goes. Touchdown. Number 4. Who's 4? That is Rice. Okay. Well, it only proves that you didn't need Travis Kelce to score touchdowns.
So, were you born around 1975, Michael?
I was born in 1962. I was 1 year old. Remember, 1 year old. When
What year do you
John
think
F.
I was
Kennedy
born?
buried.
What year do you think I was born, Michael?
Heath, you are 67.
I'm 67 years old. Huh?
No, I said 1967.
Oh, 71.
Still good years.
Well, how old do you think I am, Mike?
Oh, Bob, I can't. I'm not allowed to answer that because I cheated.
You're what?
I cheated.
Oh, with
Because
Facebook.
his birthday was this week.
Yeah.
My birthday was the 3rd. Yes, I was 72.
Yeah.
That's right.
Born in 1951.
You're still doing okay. Oh,
I was born.
That was the year my mom was born. Was 51.
I was born in during the
my mom was
the Korean War era.
There you go. Then you have all the music from that. You have the Korean War, and then next you have the Vietnam music. Good Morning Vietnam. You ever see that movie?
Oh, I've seen that movie. Yeah.
Is it good? You still like it?
It was all right.
I wonder, the theme to MASH, was that a type of music that was around back when, that style of music? Was that around during the Korean War?
No, you were not.
No, he's talking about the MASH music.
Yeah, the music that they used as the theme to MASH, is that a style of music that was around during the Korean War?
Yes.
It is.
And also they kind of like fake some of the
I mean, it had a 70s sound to it, but
yeah, but it wasn't like that. If you ever listen, oh, this commercial is so funny. You ever see this commercial?
With the weed commercial?
With the weed, yeah, weed endorsement.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
I just saw a new, there's Buffalo Wild Wings has a new commercial series going on with the buffalo.
With the buffalo running through the thing.
Buffalo. I used to do cruises.
I seen that. I seen that today. That's the first time I've seen that.
Which one? You saw the one when he's singing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the very first one. The one where he flies all over the place. and it's very funny. Oh, let me see what's going on here a second. Oh, no cares. Get ready for Friday Night Football tomorrow.
How big of a TV do they give you there, Mike?
I have like a 42-inch TV.
Oh, that's good. That's
in your room.
I like it.
Yeah.
99 channels. They got. I want to see if anybody initiates this new rule for the kickoff this year.
What's that?
About the 25. About like the same rule in college.
Oh.
If you call for a fair catch beyond the 25.
Oh yeah,
You get it at the 20. I think that's a good. I'm sorry. I think it's a good rule. I don't have a problem.
Can you order pay-per-view movies or anything there, Michael?
No.
It'd be like $50 a piece, probably in a hospital. But
no, I have my Spotify on. I got to see what they have available to me to watch, because I can watch the movie for free with commercials, which is okay. I don't mind. Last week they had Johnny Appleseed and his gang or whatever, and it wasn't a kids movie. It was the one with like Don Knotts. Don Knotts was in it.
Oh yeah.
Back the day. I gotta see what's on. I would have to look what would be on YouTube, because I'm not watching it through YouTube. My picture's good, right? You can see all the little machines. And
all the
things.
Can't really tell what they are. But
there's Kitty.
There's the kitty.
Yeah. He just
What's
walked
he looking
up here.
for?
Huh?
What's he want? Food?
No, she just wants attention. This one is
well, usually you're on your sofa over there, and she likes coming up there.
Yeah, she does. This
cat
is with me all night most of the time.
That tail's a flicking away.
Yeah, she doesn't like being held like up in the air at all.
She doesn't like it like that.
She's tolerating it more than I thought she would, though.
She's not meowing like.
She just started to make a couple little peeps, so it wasn't going to be long, and she was going to start getting pretty vocal at me.
My tabby like that doesn't like to be picked up sometimes. Anyway, who's Kansas? Detroit again. Jared Goff seems to be a very underrated quarterback.
Yeah, I mean he's all right.
I got my quarterbacks for my league. I
didn't play any fantasy football this year.
Yeah, I saw that. I got Joe Burrow, and I got Kenny Pickett. I was very happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, he's Montgomery from Chicago. Wow.
Oh, the guy that was out of Iowa State.
Ooh.
He's a decent player.
Who, Montgomery?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played for the Bears last year.
Yeah, for a couple of years.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a Cyclone in college.
Oh, he was a Cyclone?
Yeah. Actually, he was the guy that I wanted the Commanders to draft for the Redskins at the time, I guess, Washington football team.
Uh-oh. I have a feeling this is going to be another one of those no fun league years. Oof.
Explain that.
I call the NFL the no fun league.
Yeah.
They don't, these players, I don't know how many of them know how to tackle. The guy catches the ball, goes down to the ground, and then the defender touches him. Play over.
Okay.
Nice catch. I'd like to see what's going to happen with that. Bob, you're more into baseball, right?
Yeah, I'm more into baseball than football.
Have you seen the death knell of the Los Angeles Anaheim Angels?
The what?
The death knell.
What do you mean for their season?
Yeah, they don't have a very good team right now, do they?
Oh, they haven't had a very good team since August 15th.
Well, they said that
that was when Ohtani couldn't pitch anymore.
I don't know. I forget what day. He can't pitch, but he can hit.
Well, they say Ohtani's only had one winning season since he's been with the Angels.
Isn't that something? No, he had a winning year this year.
No, I mean the team wise. Team wise.
Oh yeah.
I'm not talking about him personally.
Him and Trout both, and they're still. I mean, that just goes to show. See, that's why, and I don't know. Michael probably disagrees with this. That's why I didn't think it was smart for the Yankees to throw all that money at Aaron Judge, because you look at the Angels, so they got Ohtani and they got Trout, and that's still not enough. And Judge is just one guy.
And we got Trout and Cole. And what is that doing to us?
Judge and Cole.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And the Orioles ain't got nobody.
And look at them.
And look where they're at.
That's what I'm saying though. They got the sum of all those parts added together.
Yeah,
it's not just one guy.
They are unreal. Who do they got this weekend, Bob? Is it Toronto again?
No, they're done with Toronto. They got Boston this weekend.
Oh, in Boston?
In Boston, and then they come home against St. Louis and Tampa.
Ooh.
And then they finish with Washington and Boston.
Washington and Boston. Washington you can finish with. Oof.
They have 2 games with Washington, and then I think it's 4 games with Boston to finish the year off.
Boston is up and down. I don't know what they're up.
Well, they're fighting for a playoff spot. Boston.
Oh yeah, I know. So, do you think Baltimore? How many more games do you think Baltimore needs to win to say, oh, I'm going to be okay with a playoff spot?
Oh, I think they can say it now.
Okay.
Well, they're the projected number 1 seed right now, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
They're 3.5 up on the Rays.
You fumbled the ball, you idiot.
What is it? The top 2 to get a bye?
Yes.
Yes.
Right now are Baltimore and who's number 2? Number 2 is probably Houston.
Well, they said that if it ended today, Baltimore would play the winners of Texas and Tampa Bay.
Forget Texas. Texas is still in it?
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
well, Texas is 3 games out of the West, and Seattle's a half game behind Houston.
Okay. So is Texas the number 7 seed?
Well, 7 isn't good, but no, I think
7 is not good.
Yeah. They're Toronto, I think, is ahead of them right now by half a game.
Oh, okay, then it's changed. But the other day it was.
Oh, Bob, you haven't heard about what the Rangers did this week so far.
What's that?
Huh, Houston.
Oh, against Houston, I heard that. Yeah.
They pummeled them. Every other hit in the first 3 innings was a home run yesterday.
Yeah, the big pitching matchup for Verlander and Shizer.
Oh God, what a waste that was.
Didn't really pan out very well.
Not even close. Oh, fumble! Chiefs got it.
Come on, Detroit.
Nope.
Make a big upset tonight.
No, I don't think it's gonna be.
Oh,
well,
there's a fumble.
In the National League, Cincinnati, Miami, and Arizona and San Francisco are all battling for that last playoff spot.
Wow. And
Yeah.
who do they get stuck with? Who would be number
3?
Yeah.
The winner of the Central, which is right now Milwaukee's a game and a half ahead of Chicago.
Oh yeah, that's right. But Brewers and Cubs. Ooh. Milwaukee or the Cubs against San Francisco, Miami, or Arizona. You know what? If I were Arizona, I'd want that 7th seed. Because I think you can beat either team up there in Milwaukee or
As we speak, Arizona leads the Cubs in Chicago 3-1 in the 6th inning.
Man, Arizona.
But the Cubs had a situation like that a couple nights ago against the Giants and rallied to pummel them late.
That's good. At least they got some competition up there. You know?
Yeah.
I'm busy listening to these guys on my radio talking about the great Mets and their youth. And their youth.
Well, the Yankees are only down 8-3.
Yeah, that's all right. They're not gonna. They've already won 3. They took 3 out of 4 from. If they lose, they took 3 out of 4. The radio guys I'm listening to up there, we're not worried about it. They're basically telling us, enjoy this, enjoy the kids.
Yeah,
I hate to tell them this. But if you look carefully, and I do, the Yankees soon to be youngsters from Somerset and maybe Hudson Valley, they're not as good as you think they are. And forget Scranton. Oh my God. They're calling what?
What's Scranton? I always laugh when I hear that.
Triple
It reminds me of All in the Family years ago in the way Archie.
Yeah, I know.
Scranton! Because Edith's sister lived there or something.
Yeah, Edith. I think it was Archie's sister that lived in Scranton.
I thought it was Edith's.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you might be right.
I want to go to Scranton. Scranton,
Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I
can't figure out. The Orioles are still waiting on results from Batista's arm right now.
Say that again.
The Orioles are still waiting for results from Batista's arm. They're waiting.
They still haven't gotten an answer.
They're waiting for the swelling to go down so they can find out exactly what's wrong.
Oh, you realize?
I think he's out for the year myself.
And you realize, though, I think part of the other reason the other teams are carefully watching the situation. Their bullpen is strong.
Oh yeah, they got a good.
I think Baltimore and the Yankees have the 2 strongest bullpens in the Eastern Division.
Yeah. Well, now they're talking about Means could be back, but I can't see. I don't want him back right now. I'd say let him
come back, pitch a couple of games, see if he's ready.
Let him sit out the rest of the season myself,
I think he's going to be done the rest of the year. Oh, here comes a new commercial.
Well,
let's see, you're ahead of me.
Oh, he stole it. Oh my God.
Michael, are you going to be around this weekend to be able to visit with us on here, or no?
First of all, I can't go anywhere. I can't go downtown or anything like that.
Well, if I reach out to you sometime this weekend, can you come on?
Yes, sir. I'll try to be. Depends on what they decide to do.
Okay.
Of course I have College Game Day to watch. Another one of my new heroes.
Well, just remember to keep an eye on your email because I do send you invites pretty often.
I know. It'll be fun. It's going to be an interesting college weekend, though. You know,
Yeah, not a lot of
nobody's
big matches for the top teams, but some people are interested in that Notre Dame South Carolina, was it NC State game? And there's one other
I'm not
one I think
interested in that. Freaking Notre Dame beat the hell out of their first opponent. No,
yeah,
the game
well, for
everybody's
what they
talking.
were, yeah.
Yeah. The game everybody's talking about down here is Alabama versus Texas.
Yeah, that's the other one. Yep.
That's the game.
Texas had such a great shot to beat them last year, and it got away from them.
Oh God, here's another new commercial. What was that for?
But anyway, we don't have any viewers right now, and I've been on for over 2 hours.
Yep. All
So
right.
I was thinking
Good night,
about
guys.
saying good night to you both, and
All right.
thanks for checking in.
Keep
Both take
taking it
care
easy.
and keep us up to date with what's going on.
Where's the
All right,
cat?
Keith.
Oh, he still got
All
it.
right.
All right.
I talk
Good
to you
night,
guys
everybody.
later.
Uh-huh.
Later.
See you, Mike.